But usually we get married, we expect the other person's going to take care of us, or going to do this or be that. The guy's going to expect to be mothered complete. The woman expects the guy's going to carry everything, and it doesn't always. So your chart is your individuality. It plays out through your sexuality, but really it's an individual thing. It's more a machine language code where sexuality is more the app. It's out there more, where these inner things, they'll affect a man or a woman, but you'll see it differently somewhat. But the decision, when you're looking from astrology, you're looking at the individual and what the individual can do. So if you have a little daughter, you're going to want her to have as much ambition, as much discipline as any son. You'd want the same things. You're going to work to make her be the best she can. Any kid, we're all somebody's kid. We've all come in and done a little bit of time. We only have a little bit of time left, and then we're gone. What have we done with it? Usually we're trying to ignore that voice. We don't want to listen to that voice of it's too depressing, too serious. But when we do listen to it and we align with it, some people are driven to accomplish things in their life, and their Saturn is doing that. And some people can have really difficult Saturn, but they're really driven and accomplish a lot, and it forces them. Some people can have a really easy Saturn, no big difficulties, and they're lazy with it. But always there's a restriction, a depression, a problem where Saturn is that one has to work at or make the effort at to accomplish, to overcome it. So it's she's having, I don't want to do my homework, but it's like you want to just go to bed, but your father says you can't go out until you've done your homework. You want to go out somewhere, and your father says no, until you can't go out until you've taken out the garbage or done some things. So there's condition. I have to do this to be able to do that. This is part of Saturn's muscle, not sort of muscle, Saturn's bones, Saturn's structure. But the more consistent you are over time, the more disciplined you are over time, the more responsible you are over time, the less you impose and drain other people's energies, and the more you're holding your own together and being able to work with that, and in interactions with others, you're not draining, you're adding, you're doing things. This is a really healthy Saturn. So responsibility, commitment, time are I like the sense of respect or authority or dignity. What's respect when you're 18? What's respect when you're 25? What's respect when you're 35? What's respect when you're 45? What's respect when you're 60? Well, respect at 60 is probably tied to health more than your actions, but still we have this weight that we judge at any time. It's always going on. We notice it every 7 years or so, or it comes up at different times, more critically than others. But Saturn's, all the planets are consistently there and going through their cycles all together and interweaving with each other. It's just the slower ones and the other ones have a more steady presence and take a longer time to mature or evolve. But when they are affecting us, which we'd see in the transit, we'd see the times when we're depressed, we really seriously have to make an adjustment. We can't get away with things anymore. There may be a time, like Saturn and Cancer. You may love lemon meringue pie and have lemon meringue pie every day for 30 years. But sooner or later your health's being affected and you're going to have to give up what you think you need to be able to get yourself more together. You don't want to do it, but you need to do it because it's making you sick, and then Saturn gets in and clicks and you put the time in and it makes the difference. But you're not cheerful about it, it's just something you've accomplished. But because you've accomplished that, you're not going to diminish other people's energies. You'll be able to help other people accomplish some things for themselves. You begin to see who's worthy, who's not, who's responsible, who's not, who's honorable, and who's not. The people who really do this well, they're going to be honorable. You got to respect the person who's going to have all that discipline. At the same time, it may be depressing for you because you haven't mastered your own discipline. So these are my whole purpose for these classes, and taking this long time to go about it, is just to get the time to talk about each one, to get used to seeing each layer and how each planet functions and works. And from here on, like next week, we're going to Uranus, then Neptune, and Pluto, and the last class is going to be the angles of the chart. So the last class, it's difficult. We have to decide. It comes, let me just see something here for a minute. We follow through on the Tuesdays. it will be it would be on the 26th, the day after Christmas would be the last class. If that's intolerable to everyone, I'd like to still hold to that, so it leaves us free to start the next one. I like to stay within the season, and I missed the one class, so it bumped it up like that. So hopefully that's okay. If you don't make it, we'll still have the tape to get it. So that's the schedule we're at. That's the plan. I forgot to send out the last week's webinar. So today I gotta wait till the webinar gets downloadable and then upload it again and then get set up. Then I'll send you out the link to both Jupiter and Saturn tonight or tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. So we've got rid of the Grim Reaper, the serious Saturn. Next week we're dealing with Uranus, the planet of excitement and shock. So this is how to be responsible, and responsible can seem really tedious and boring. So Uranus is looking for excitement and all the things that can happen around that excitement. So we have preconditions and attitudes, a sign that it's in. So we'll come to that next week. So work on your Uranus, and thank you. We'll see you next week. Okay. Bye-bye.